This is Bespoke TV. I'm Elena Wallace, and today I'm introducing John Brandler of Brandler Galleries. So we've got John here from Brandler Galleries. Hello, John.
Nice to see you.
You've been in this gallery, you opened it 35 years ago.
I have.
So tell us a bit about your journey and what fueled you to buy a gallery.
I was at a country house sale. I was going to buy some furniture, and there was a painting by somebody called Carel Weight, RACBE, and it was £10 or £15, and I thought it's got to be worth more than that. So I bought it, and I wrote to the artist, and I got a reply, and I wrote again, and then went and saw the artist, and he introduced me to more artists, and I've never looked back. I've loved it ever. I've never gone to work.
Amazing.
From the time I was 20, I've never gone to work, over 40 years.
So as a gallery owner, what was the first ever purchase you bought?
Carel Weight.
Okay.
The first painting I ever bought was by this man Carel Weight, who taught auctioneer and Kit Eye and Peter Blek and David Bowie and all sorts of people. And but the first artwork I ever bought was sculptures from St Paul's Cathedral, when they were clearing them out.
Amazing.
And some then from the Houses of Parliament. And by the time I was 25, I had furniture from everywhere from Buckingham Palace to the Vatican.
Wow. So you specialise in modern British.
Yes.
But you also do illustrations for children's books.
Yes.
And you stock a lot of street and urban as well.
Yes.
What would you say excites you the most?
Seeing something that nobody else has recognised.
Okay.
Seeing a trend, or spotting a trend before everybody else does. Seeing a really fine piece of art that is unfashionable and therefore affordable.
Yeah.
And getting somebody coming in the gallery that says that is beautiful. Who is it by?
Yeah.
That's what gives me the most pleasure in life.
And how would you say over the past years the art dealing world has changed, and where would you say it is today?
When I started, it was about connoisseurship.
So
it was about the dealer's, the collector's eye. Now it's about labels and certificates.
Okay.
So a good example is Banksy does a piece of artwork. He does it on a wall. Nobody will authenticate it. Even if Banksy is seen painting it, nobody will authenticate it. The next thing is that he does prints for a charity, and because it's for a charity, he won't authenticate them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Either he made them or he didn't. He had this huge show at Disneyland in the West Country.
Yeah.
He gave various people a print of children playing on a police riot van, and with it comes a letter saying, because we're giving this to you, it is by Banksy, but we won't give you a certificate, so if you want to sell it, it's your problem.
Okay.
And then to control the market, they will do certificates purely on ones they want you to buy and sell. Now, when I started off, the word authentic means, does it mean it's genuine? Is it by Picasso? Is it by Rembrandt? Is it by Banksy? Whoever. Is it genuine? What the modern art market means by that is, was it intended by the artist for you to buy it? Or was it intended for you to sell it?
Yeah.
Not is it genuine, but do we like you? And why should you sell it? That's not authentic. That's not genuine. That is a totally different spin on the word.
So if you could buy just one more art piece, what would it be and why?
Well, it wouldn't actually be buying it. It would be stealing it. And it's a very, very small painting, about 10 inches high, 8 inches wide, and it's by Rembrandt. And it's of an elderly couple in a room, and the man's reading a book, and he's sitting beneath a window high above in the wall, and his wife's coming in from the kitchen, and there is so much tenderness and love and emotion in that tiny, tiny little painting.
Yeah.
I covet it. Unfortunately, the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam want to keep it.
Okay. Unfortunately for you.
Unfortunately for me.
So Noel Fielding recently exhibited at the Royal Albert Hall, and Damien Hirst actually purchased one of his pieces. Who would you say, which other celebrity is to watch out for?
I think for celebrity art, you've got to be very careful that you're buying the art, you're not buying the name.
Yeah.
So David Bowie was actually a good artist.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones is a good artist. They're both trained at the Royal College of Art, so maybe I'm prejudiced. But most of them are selling their name.
Okay.
Most of them are selling their notoriety, their fame, rather than the quality of their work.
And you've also had amazing exhibits over the years. What have you got in the pipeline that you're excited about?
Well, I'm excited about an artist called My Dog Size, otherwise known as Can Man. And he paints in different styles. He can paint fairly loosely, a character called Everyman. And he squashes tin cans and paints on the round end of faces. And it is the best quality painting in the art market at the moment. But he's not fashionable, he's not trendy, he's not an artist to boast about having, like Damien Hirst or Banksy. But his artwork is just phenomenal.
Okay, so now, John, we're going to do 6 questions in 60 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, completely unrelated to art.
Fair enough.
Okay, so your favourite city in the world?
Got to be London.
London?
Got to be.
If you were on a desert island, you're allowed 3 objects, what would they be?
I think a computer, but I'm probably not allowed one. So a series of books that I hadn't read before.
Yeah.
And what was I say? A radio.
Okay. Favourite album of all time?
Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Favourite movie?
You've probably never even heard of it. The Great Escape.
What was the last book that you read?
Oh, I don't know. Next question. I read books like continuously. I'm normally reading 2 books at a time.
Okay, so what was your favourite book of the year so far?
My favourite book of the year was the 100-Year-Old Man Who Walked Out of the Window.
And who would you like to introduce Bespoke TV to?
I think Bespoke ought to talk to a lady called Pauline Ricard, who is in charge of wine at 155 Farringdon Road. Okay. She is amazingly knowledgeable and friendly, and she finds out what you want and gets you some amazing wine to fit it, rather than you've got to buy this because it's got a famous label. Okay. She is the person to talk to. Okay. I get all my wine from her.
Well, thank you so much for speaking to Bespoke TV today.
Nice to talk to you. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having us.